Over the weekend, Mike Wang caused a lot of conversation regarding shooting in NBA 2K27. I'm going to put his first tweet here on the screen. Basically, what Mike Wang was asking is if you took, let's just say, 100 shot attempts and you made 40 of them, but without any badges, how much percent should you shoot higher by adding max out badges? Now, for my vote, I did go 61 to 70%, but I even commented myself, this could all change kind of on a lot of different aspects. In this tweet alone, he didn't mention what the shooter's three-point rating would be, what badge levels it would get to. Like, are we talking about somebody that can only shoot with gold badges maxed out? Are we talking about somebody that gets them all the way up to legend? There's different variables that completely change a lot of people's answers regarding this. Now, for me personally, I've used builds all year, no matter the height, at least a 93-point rating or higher. Now, this is because I like to shoot. I like to play as like a sharpshooter, so I always have like a high 3-point rating on my build. And after I went through my 2K card, I added up all my 3-point ratings throughout all game modes. I'm shooting 76% total for the whole entire year. But like I said in my vote, at least, I'm using 90 plus 3-point rating. I specialize in sharpshooter, when you have all those categories to pick from the specialist programs. So I have like the max plus 1, max plus 2s I use for my shooting. So usually I have set shot and legend. I've had that pretty much on every build all year. So legend set shot, legend shooting badges, 90 plus 3-point rating, and I'm shooting 76%, across all modes. That's pretty good in my opinion. I think it's a little easy. Now, I do think it's specifically easy because of rhythm shooting. I think just having to time the tempo is the biggest, problem with that. If they made it where you had to green both the timing and the rhythm part again, I think it gets a little bit harder. Maybe it's something that needs to change with the green window. But, if you go through with the numbers, I guess 76%, I fit kind of in that category of where I voted. But next up, in another tweet Mike Wang dropped, he asked, basically, he's asking what should matter more? Should it be attributes or should it be badges? Now, in my opinion, it should definitely be the attributes. And I feel this way because, we get to a point where everybody just min-maxes their builds. And I get it, there's a meta no matter what. But where people, regardless of the height, can just go ahead and put their ball control rating up to an 85, because that's all you need to get all the best animations. And that's it. Nobody really exceeds that threshold. And, same thing for like shooting. There's people that are going to make builds that have lower shooting. But look, if I'm going to use a max plus 2 and get set shot on a legend, and if the badges are more than the attribute, if they're worth more, if they're better, you don't really lose much by making the attribute not as high as somebody else would. And, if you're in the 2K community a little bit more than, just like the typical casual player, if I've been using 2K Lab since like 2K19, 2K20. So I know that like when they do their badge tests, sometimes there's badges that are, you don't really get much of a boost by going up badge tier levels either. Like, for example, like this year, 2K26, they said that there's not really a big gap between gold lightning launch and Hall of Fame, but there's a pretty good gap between gold and legend. So the fact that people are making 6'8" builds, you already have a tier 2 that's like a tier 2 lightning launch badge, and you can either just plus 1 it to get it to gold, and you didn't have to waste a plus 2 to even go to Hall of Fame. So it just makes that badge even better too for those builds. So hopefully in 2K27 they find a way to make attributes just matter just a little bit more, and the badge, like the level, like the boost that you get from them per level, should kind of be like linear. That would probably make the builder much, much better. Now, this last tweet I want to talk about is this one right here on the screen. Mike Wang dropped from Season 3 to Season 8 the overall shooting averages across all game modes. Now, basically, this is just showing, the skill-based matchmaking. I believe, like all year, like I said, I'm shooting 76%. I've played people that shoot around there, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, but for the majority of the time, that's kind of where I'm playing against people. Obviously, some people are playing much worse competition where these averages are, like you could see, they're right around like 45%, on special 5v5 modes. You can even see it here. So it's kind of hard to get everybody on the same page in how they view shooting in this game, because for a lot of people, you may think it's easy. For a lot of people as well, they may think it's kind of hard. So, I mean, it's kind of like two different games are being played amongst, people more competitive, people that are more casual. 2K needs to find that perfect balance, which may honestly not even be there. But hopefully, we'll find out some more news. Like I said, August 18th will be when we get a reveal of everything 2K27 related, and I'm very excited for that date. And if you guys stuck around all the way to the end here, let me know down below in the comments how you view the shooting in NBA 2K26 and 2K27, what you think they can fix. Do you like it how it is now? Is there anything that you would change? But I appreciate you guys watching as always. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.